Elgato Studio 1.1 is out now for PC and Mac, and this is a feature-packed update. HDR recording, new quality controls, a redesigned layout, and new supported capture formats for 4K Pro. Let's dive in. First, HDR recording. You can now capture exactly what you're seeing on screen. Richer colors, deeper shadows, highlights that don't clip. This is Windows only for now and requires a compatible Elgato capture device and a GPU that supports HDR encoding. HDR recordings use H.265 or AV1, which brings us to the next feature. You now have full control over how your recordings are encoded. Quality adjusts the average bitrate. Push it up for the highest quality captures, dial it back if storage is tight. Format gives you 3 codec choices: H.264 for maximum compatibility, H.265 or HEVC if you want smaller file sizes without a big quality hit, and AV1, the most efficient and high quality of the 3, ideal for high-res, high frame rate captures if your GPU supports it. Max frame rate lets you cap your recording frame rate independently. For example, if you have a 4K 120 input into 4KX but want to record that at 4K 60. One thing to note, HDR recording will automatically use H.265 or AV1, so you'll need a GPU that supports those codecs. We've slightly redesigned the main interface so there's less jumping around and it's easier to find what you need. Device and recording settings now have been pulled together into a unified sidebar, and this lays the groundwork for future features. Now, onto some device-specific improvements. 4K Pro gets major new features with a new firmware and driver. 2 resolutions that were previously downscaled now capture at their native resolution. 4K 120 used to come in at 1080p, it now captures at full 4K 120 in 8-bit SDR. 1440p 240 was 720p. It's now native 1440p 240 with both SDR and HDR capture supported. And 1080p 360 capture has been added, again with SDR and HDR both available. Then there's ultra-wide. 4K Pro now supports 2560 by 1080, 3440 by 1440 up to 200 FPS at native resolution, and 5120 by 2160 works up to 100 FPS natively. Above that, it will downscale the captured resolution. HDR capture is available across these formats at the supported frame rates. To see the full list of 4K Pro supported input and capture formats, there's a link in the description. There is also a fix for a pass-through output issue affecting certain displays, LGC2 in particular. For 4KX users on Mac, you can now enable the 10 gigabit per second USB mode. That unlocks additional video formats for capturing. To find the setting, hold Command and click the sidebar view, then look under the Video tab the next time you open it. Alright, lastly, here's some bug fixes. On Windows, HDR tone mapping settings on 4K Pro no longer reset on restart. Custom EDID settings also stick. And a preview scaling issue when maximizing the window before a source is connected has been fixed. On Mac, recordings are no longer corrupted and lost when the capture device is disconnected mid-recording. However, we still don't suggest doing that. The volume slider now works while muted. Library folder changes now show up correctly in the file browser. And the theme setting respects your actual preferences instead of always following the system. That's it for this release notes overview. To get Elgato Studio 1.1, you can update from within the app or download it from elgato.com. We have many more exciting features planned for Elgato Studio, especially for those of you with a prompter, and you can now get a sneak preview of it very soon, so keep an eye out. Let us know what your favorite new feature or improvement is and what you'd like to see next in the comments below. Thanks for watching.